my distinguished colleagues, in as much as I support the motion of covering this excessiveness of these officers, automatically I'm very happy today that what we were fighting for then is now, and what was being prevented from coming to the floor of the House of the Senate is now in the open. Mr. President, in the last 7 years, the custom has been very militarized, highly. The authority was military. Automatically, you know that custom is a civil organization to collect and to prevent, to collect revenue and to prevent smuggling. At times, you prevent smuggling by persuasion, not by wielding guns. The last 7 years, under retired a brigadier general, serving brigadier general, was brought in to be posting custom officers vis-a-vis with military officers to go and prevent so-called smuggling. And when we rose against it in the committee, we were not allowed to do the real job then from this Senate. Today, I'm very happy that the former Senate President is complaining because it has come to his mouth. The same Ali that they were protecting is now haunting them. Automatically, why must you tolerate a military incursion in the custom? Custom to collect revenue and to prevent smuggling. It doesn't need to kill anybody because of rice. It doesn't need to kill anybody because of tokumbo. But when he kills today and nobody sanctioned him because he has somebody there, he didn't respect anybody here as at that time. Until the last day he left, it was a war. Mr. President, now that a civilian has come there, a well-trained officer, automatically what he's doing now is to demilitarize the customs. Although they are killing the so-called smugglers, they are killing them too, and many of them have been buried to unknown places that we are still looking for them till tomorrow. But for us now, it's for the man there now to start demilitarizing customs, so that everything is not by wielding gun inside town, inside market, opening shops. It's not in our heart. It's there. But when the military man is posting them, and you know the work of a military man is to go and fight war. Anybody on your way that is preventing you, you kill. And when this rice, the issue of rice was banned, we shouted that it will amount to killing our people. Because many of them, they don't know where to go. Nigeria is consuming 7.2 million metric tons a year. The rice farmers, most of them are here. The rice farmers could not produce up to 3 million a year. Where is the balance? Automatically, you allow rice to come in and collect your revenue. But if you do that, you are going to ban their livelihood. These people will go back to smuggling. And Mr. President, we need to call on the new administration to start removing the bad egg, particularly those ones that on border drill. There are many squad that they are not in our act. This is what the new administration is doing up and down. Give him the chance and we call him on what to do. Thank you, Mr. President.
I'm Ahmed Ibrahim Lawan. I represent Yobe North Senatorial District. And thank you for the opportunity and privilege. Distinguished colleagues, I stand to second this motion and also make some comments. First, let me commend most of the Nigeria Customs Service personnel. In fact, our armed forces and other security agencies for serving us so well to the best of their ability with our limited resources. Most of them put their lives on the line to protect us and protect our country. But Mr. President, whoever would be given arms and ammunition must receive very proper treatment and sanctioning those who are trained to handle the weapons is supposed to be part of the training and part of the treatment. There could be only 1-2 incidents in a long time, but when such an incident happens, it tends to impinge on the integrity of the institution. Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, I believe that whoever is given a bullet, just one bullet, whether it is customs or police or any armed forces or security agencies, must account for that bullet when it is not available anymore. I know that in the armed forces, you have to explain where a bullet has gone. I don't know whether that applies to the customs, but the issue is there must be reward and sanctions. For those that have killed or maimed people, there must be consequences. And I believe that this motion, even though it's at the moment talking about what the customs did, but it applies to all our security agencies and armed forces. And I believe that the investigation must be thorough and somebody must take responsibility. And when we come to the prayers, Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, for prayer 2 particularly, we must give a time frame within which this investigation and its outcome should be completed. Thank you very much, Mr. President.
To Abdul Ningi, and I represent Bauchi Central of Bauchi State. Mr. President, let me in particular thank Senator General Musa Yar'Adua, and of course align myself substantially with the position and disposition of the former Senate President, Senator Ahmed Lawan, on the premise that custom officers generally around Nigeria have done so well. But I'm disturbed, Mr. President, while outside the National Assembly, I have noticed 2 separate motions on this particular subject matter by members of the House of Representatives. Then the custom was under the leadership of Colonel Hamid Ali, and I think because he's a military officer, or he was a military officer, he hardly differentiates the role of the custom and that of the military. It is that corridor that has been a recurring dismal. There hasn't been issues with custom in Lagos, in Ibadan, in the east, and in the southwest. But the corridor between Katsina, Niger, Kano, a lot of people lost their lives simply because they are suspected of carrying a bag of rice. They will stop. Sometimes you lose brake, they will shoot you. Even on motorcycle, where it is physically seen that somebody is carrying a bag of rice, because some officers will just shoot and then they will kill. And nothing happens over the years. And therefore, when this motion comes up, it rhymes with the difficulty the governor of Katsina State is facing, because his chief of staff, as rightly put it, narrowly missed his life because there was bombardment and sporadic shooting by custom officials, all in the vein of looking for those who bring in rice from the Nigerian Republic. It is just about rice, sir. It is rice, rice, rice. The major people who actually do the racketeering are not being watched. Those smugglers, those full-time smugglers are seen and known, but nobody apprehends them. Nobody even arrests them. Nobody even calls them to question. But the few ones that goes to around the border, get one bag of rice, are killed. And that's why this motion becomes very, very important, because it's a question of people losing their lives just to earn a living. So I think it is important for members of the National Assembly, particularly Senate, to understand the scope. It is about that corridor. I don't know whether there is a direct order by the establishment that whoever carries anything illegal should be shot. But that has been the order of the day, Mr. President, and I think this motion is deserving of our attention. Thank you.
We should include as additional prayer that customs should begin to collect money at all the border towns, at all entry points in Nigeria. Those in support of this additional prayer say aye. Those against say nay. The nays have it. Yes, let me quickly commend the mover of this motion for bringing this to the fore, and to say that yes, indeed, the Nigerian Senate condemns in totality the killing of innocent citizens just because they are found with bags of rice without any investigation, and that we condemn it in totality. We don't believe in any way that a bag of rice on a motorcycle is enough to attract a capital punishment. And then I also want to commend my colleagues for your contributions, particularly that of the Air Vice Marshal Napoleon Bally, retired. He pointed out that it is also the nature of the arms that are being used by the customs that could result in some of these accidental discharges that led to various loss of lives. I think the lives lost are too numerous, and if we allow it to continue, it means that people will have to desert the border towns. And these are their ancestral homes. And so there is no way they can desert their ancestral homes, because of, in fact, they will live in fear of killings in the daytime, and then killings in the night by bandits, and killing in the daytime by customs. So it's such a serious issue that I believe the Senate should have this ad hoc committee that has just been approved to look into it. So I thank distinguished Senator Colonel Yaradua, retired, and all of you for your contributions. Then, because of the seriousness of it, I believe we should go straight into setting up an ad hoc committee. So the ad hoc committee that will look into these customs menace vis-a-vis their relationship with the populace. Distinguished Senator Fadahunsi, you said you tried your best in the 9th Senate. It did not work, so you will be the chairman of this ad hoc committee. Distinguished Senator Lawan will be a member. We have tried to pick from different zones of the country. Distinguished Senator Kao Shmaila, Distinguished Senator Tony Woye, Distinguished Senator Omar Sadiq, Distinguished Senator Akpan Ekong Samson, Distinguished Senator Jide Igbishaba, and Distinguished Senator Mokhtar Danduse. Then I've used my discretion to add 2 consultants to the committee. The mover of the motion, Distinguished Senator Abdulaziz Yaradua, and Distinguished Senator Air Vice Marshal Napoleon Bally, retired. I'm sure, yeah? No, I'm saying I use my discretion to add them as members. based on their experience. One is from the Army, one is from the Air Force, and they are also exposed to the use of arms. And we give them